Happy New Year! Welcome to 2026. This is your bonus Bookmas video. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the books I got for Christmas. The main thing I asked for Christmas of literally everybody in my life was books. Surprise, surprise. All of these were gifts and they made up most of my presents from my friends and family. So I have a book haul of 10 books to show you. But let's jump right into it. The first book I got was Tokyo Express. Hope you can see that pretty clearly. The settings of my camera got a bit messed up, so we'll see how blurry and motiony this video ends up. Fingers crossed that it ends up looking okay. But yeah, so it was Tokyo Express. This is a crime novel set in Japan, obviously Tokyo, and it has a little flag here. This basically was from my mum. I don't know if this is similar with you guys. With my mum, she associates something with the people she knows. So for example, one of my cousins as a tiny child adored penguins, and therefore everything she gets from my mum is penguin related. Even though she's a grown woman now, she always gets penguin stuff from my mum. That's just how my mum kind of categorizes you as a person. Obviously, me being my mum's daughter, I have a few categories I've been stuck with my whole life, and Japan is one of them. I went to Japan in 2024. Ever since then, my mum has been like, oh my God, Katie in Japan, yes. She's gotten me sushi socks before. She's gotten me really pretty Japanese artwork, copies, that kind of stuff. Or even just stationery in like a Japanese style, she'll pick it up for me. That is exactly why she picked this book up. She saw Tokyo Express. She went, that's a book. Yep. We'll get that for Katie. So I didn't ask for this. I didn't know this was coming, but she saw Tokyo and she went, yep, Katie will love that. And honestly, I probably will. The bodies of a young and beautiful couple are discovered, and it is assumed that it is a lover's suicide. A shabby local detective and a young gun from Tokyo, they see that something isn't right and they start to unravel it. For some reason my mum thought it had something to do with the Shinkansen, the bullet train. Don't know if that's true or if she was assuming because it said Tokyo Express, but I did look this up on Goodreads and I'm pretty sure it has a pretty good rating. Let me double check. It has an average of 3.68 with 23,000 ratings. Above average. I don't actually read crime, so I think a shorter one, it's 148 pages. So a shorter crime novel will probably suit me better. And according to my mum, she reckons it is supposed to be a modern classic. Welcome to the shelf. Also, my shelf is so full now. This is now a tangent. I was clearing out some clips from my laptop during Bookmas. I got a glimpse of my bookshelf from when I first set it up and filled it up. Oh my gosh, it was so empty. It's gone to a stage where I am fighting for space to try and fit stuff on. It felt really wild that it was ever kind of empty and I was almost trying to fill it up. Just goes to show I have bought a lot of books, but I've also read quite a lot too. So I think it's okay. We'll find space for all of these new books. Next, I got Things We Hide from the Light. This is the second book in the Knock 'Em Out series. I read the first book last year. I think it was during the summer because I tend to be more romancy in the summer months. I think that's kind of like universal thing. You want to be reading like a rom-com while on a beach. That's kind of the vibe. I really enjoyed the first book. I asked for the second book. It was on my want to buy list. Highly recommended to me. They're like a set of interconnected standalones. So I assume you can kind of read them any order. You'll get a bit spoiled, I assume, if you read them out of order. I do also really love the covers of these. I think they look really cute. Where is the first one? You see the first one is right there. It's that lovely blue color and then a lovely pink, and then I think the last one is purple, so they will actually look really nice on my shelf. That's part of the reason I wanted to read them in the first place. This is set in like a small town. Is it called Knock 'Em Out? Am I making that up? They're kind of like a wild ride from start to finish. Like nothing is very serious, very rom-com-y, very like ridiculous. Exactly kind of what you look for in an unserious romantic comedy style book. These are thick books, especially for a romance, and I've said it like 500 times. Romance books don't need to be this long, and this is nearly 600 pages, which is crazy. What's going on in here that it needs that many pages? There shouldn't be anything going on in a romance book that needs that many pages, but I digress. I fought that fight before and it's okay. Despite it being really long, that first one being really long, I still really enjoyed it. That was enough for me to put this second one on my list. And if I do like it, I will continue on with the next book. Something I found about the first book, I found things a bit cringy a few times. Don't get me wrong, like, be cringe, do your cringe things. There was just the odd thing that I was like, oh, why is she doing that? Or like, did she have to say that? So I'm curious how similar this is to that situation. I mean, stay tuned for what I think of this. Next, I got Rune and Rising. So this is the third book in the Grishaverse Shadow and Bone trilogy. So yes, that is the final book in the trilogy. Oh, I just noticed the Netflix sticker. Boo. Stupid fake sticker. Oh, dang it. Anyway, sorry, distracted. So I've had like an interesting relationship with the Shadow and Bone series. Didn't really enjoy the first one. Like, it did low-key put me into a reading slump, but that could have also been the time of year. I believe I was really tired around when I was reading it or trying to read it. I finished it and then took a big break from reading because I was just not enjoying it. Then I read Siege and Storm literally this year because I had it on my shelf for so long that I said I have to read it in 2025 or I'm binning it. And by binning it, I mean giving it away and not actually throwing it in the bin, because no. When I read it, I was happily surprised by how mid it was. And I say that with love because I was expecting worse. And I've enjoyed the more mythology-ish side of things. Now that I have the universe down, I enjoy it more. The covers clicked for me in that second book. The 3 amplifiers and then the 3 animals in the front of the books, everything made more sense what way we were going. The reason I'm reading Shadow and Bone at all is because I really want to read Six of Crows. That means I am 1 book away from Six of Crows. Really excited to get to Six of Crows, and I really want to just dig in, but I have to make sure I finish this first. Everyone online says that Shadow and Bone is so worth getting through to get to Six of Crows. That meant I needed to get Rune and Rising out of the way, done and dusted. And my lovely, lovely friend was kind enough to enable me in my Six of Crows journey. Next, I got Wuthering Heights. So this is a classic. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's been kind of just on my list for forever. I've always wanted to read Wuthering Heights and, you know, understand the hype. I've known people who've read it and who haven't enjoyed it, but then again, they may not be classics enjoyers. I quite enjoy the odd classic. I don't tend to go for a classic that often. Like, I read Great Expectations, I think in 2023, and I actually really enjoyed it. Super enjoyed it. I've read the odd like Shakespearean play, did Julius Caesar not too long ago. I have King Lear on my shelf. I'm also currently really in the mood to read Sherlock Holmes, which I might do, but we'll see. So Wuthering Heights was on that short list of classics I've always wanted to read. I said I'd ask for it this year because of one reason, and pause now and leave your guess why I want to read Wuthering Heights now. If you said because there's a movie coming out, you'd be correct. Apparently, people are a bit unhappy. Like, Wuthering Heights superfans are a bit unhappy with the marketing and the trailers for the adaptation that's coming with Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi. I don't have much of an opinion because I've not read the source material and I feel hesitant to give an opinion on something I don't know or understand. Therefore, to go in with an opinion and a view of this classic novel, gotta read the book. I don't know when that movie's out. I'd guess February, but like, that's me fully making that up. Therefore, I gotta get this read by then. Hopefully it's an okay read, like average length. It has such a big fan base for a reason. I'm excited to read this and I will update you when I do. Next, I got A Day of Fallen Night. Right when I thought I was free from 800-page dragon book sitting on my shelf, the next one came into my life. So this is, yes, 800 and something pages. Looking at the back. The reason I didn't read the first one when I first got it was because it was intimidatingly large. I think this one's thicker. This is a prequel-ish story that goes along with the Priory of the Orange Tree. It's set before, like well before Priory of the Orange Tree. It follows completely different characters and there's a few character names that are like recognizable, but they are separate stories. You can read them separately. I I think the author very much didn't want to do a series. That's kind of why they're actually so thick. Because if you think about like a trilogy, you have 3 books to tell your whole story. It's generally about 1,500 pages if you think about it, like 500 pages each. Whereas this, Party the Orange Tree, was a whole story in one book. No wonder it was so long. And I think this is essentially the same. I think it is a standalone, but set in this mutual universe. And I believe there's also another very small book that is in the same universe. I don't know how that connects. I don't know anything about that. I was already super behind in only reading Party the Orange Tree last year. Didn't give too many opinions, I don't think, of that book, but it was a 5-star, by the way. I was super hyped to get this. I will get to it at some stage. Next, I got Return to the Dallargut Dream Department Store. If you've been around here since the end of last year, you will probably have heard me speak about the first book, which was the Dallargut Dream Department Store. This is the second book in this series. I don't know if it was like meant to be a series at first or if it just got so popular that the author wrote a second one. I loved the first book last year. I think it was a 4-something star. Basically, it really surprised me. And the idea is that when we sleep, we go and purchase dreams from a dream department store. And it's set kind of in this collective subconscious. This book follows a character working in one of the department stores that sells these dreams. And it's such a fun way to look at and explore the idea of dreaming, how your dreams impact your waking life. As I said, I really enjoyed the first book. I put this second book on my list right away. Like the second I finished the first one, I put this on my want to buy list. I feel like I will pick this up when I need a quick read because it is 300 pages if even. So it's like, it'll be quite snappy. Also the writing, if you want to have a look, is quite big. It's not mentally heavy, if you get me. So welcome to the shelf, Return to Dallargut Dream Department Store. Next, I got Jane Eyre, another classic. We did a little Secret Santa. One of the things I put on my list was your favorite book because I'd love to see what other people love to read and to connect in that way. And this was one of the books this friend got me because this is her favorite book. I really know nothing about this classic. I've never had any interest in picking it up, and I say that with peace and love because I don't gravitate towards classics as it is anyway. But when I do kind of go for them, I tend to go for Charles Dickens or something short. This is neither of those things. However, if it's her favorite book, I gotta know why. What about it is so captivating? So, and obviously it's a classic and people love it. It's definitely going to be really good. Jane faces her greatest struggle in a choice between love and self-respect. Ooh, tea, I love that. And also, I do think the cover is really cute. I look forward to seeing this and then also having a full debrief with her on what I think about it. I really hope I like it so that we can have a positive debrief. If I don't though, don't worry, I'll still have a debrief with her. This is a really exciting one, but also it's going to be one of the most insightful ones, I think. Next, I got the Atlas Paradox. This is the second book in the Atlas 6 series. I read the Atlas 6, it was over a year ago now, and I surprisingly really enjoyed it. I think the writing is quite verbose and over the top. The characters speak like no one actually speaks. These aren't real people. This is a book, but it had fantastic dark academia vibes. And I do sometimes get the itch for a bit of dark academia. This has been on my list for a while and I knew I wanted to read the second book and potentially the next book. I don't know how many books there are, but I quite liked Lake's writing, even though it is so over the top and unrealistic in the ways I pointed out. It just makes it kind of fun. Does that make me toxic? I found the ridiculousness of it really fun. It's a different kind of ridiculousness than like a romance book's ridiculousness. This is fun. I'm enjoying this no matter what's going on here. And I'm curious to see where it goes following the end of the first book, because it ended in a very interesting way with a lot of implications for the world going on there. I also really liked the magic system. I thought that was really cool. The author did a great job, so I'm really excited to read the second one. Next, and wait for this, Alchemized. Oh my god. So full truth here, I never thought I would read this or pick it up at all. I was so shocked by this. I was not expecting it at all. This is over 1,000 pages. God only knows when I'll feel strong enough to read this. I think I need to spend a bit longer in the gym before I read this because That is a hand cramp waiting to happen. In case you didn't know, Alchemized is a Harry Potter fan fiction. I believe it was manacled first, and then obviously it got changed around and published. So now I officially have 2 published fan fictions on my TBR cart. I think fan fiction is fantastic. Of course I do. I'm a fan of many things. Is J.K. Rowling one of them? Absolutely not. These authors are authors in their own right, and they have managed to get books published, which is an insane feat. So I'm definitely going to go into this and the other fan fiction with fresh, open eyes, willing to like it. These authors who started on the internet have managed to write their own books, and J.K. Rowling doesn't need to ruin this for us. So I'm excited but daunted by this book. I'll keep you updated on how Alchemized goes. The final book I got as a gift was The Two Towers. This is the second book in the Lord of the Rings series, and I am actually currently reading it. I dove into this straight away. I actually read Fellowship of the Ring last January. When I got The Two Towers, I said, well, I gotta read that. I gotta read that right away in January. It's a nice little 1 year on kind of situation, and I'm really enjoying it. I am in the second half now, so things have kind of sped up but also taken a turn. Won't get into that too much until my review later in the month. Also really looking forward to watching the movies, because my friends have been hyping up these movies so much. I also think the battle scenes in this will be really cool on screen. The battles I felt have been very vague or like hard to follow as just a human being, and it turns out that they're potentially like medieval battle strategies that are being followed and stuff. So as like a medieval historian, it would make a lot of sense. I'm not a medieval historian or anything close. I'm nothing close to historian. So that made a lot of sense to me. And the screen fights might make more sense in certain ways to me. The part I'm at now has been really dark, but I've almost enjoyed it more than the battles. There's a lot of talking and character stuff going on, and I'm finding out things about this character and that character. That's kind of what I enjoy, or I'm currently enjoying, especially with Tolkien's style of combat in these books. That's how the second Lord of the Rings is going so far. It'll be the first book I've read this year. I might even have finished it by the time this video goes up. There's all the books. I am super grateful to my friends and family for all of these books. I feel incredibly blessed to be in this position to get so many books. I hope you had a lovely holiday period and everything's getting back to normal now. I feel like my life has just started to chill out now again. Finally, thank you for watching. If you like this video, here's another one YouTube recommends for you, and I will see you next time.